All right, people. What's going on? What's popping? It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. Was good. So, yeah, man, what's popping, people? So, today I'm going to be talking about the difficulty in keeping women interested in you. You feel me? So, first things first, guys. What up, Nez? What's going on? Go T Juice is popping. First things first, remember to get How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day, the ebook, hard copy, audiobook. Get all that. Click the link below. Dreaded P, you just watching what? How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day movie? That's what's up. I haven't seen that shit in a minute. I gotta watch that shit again. Yeah, so make sure you guys get that book. Also, make sure you guys get tickets to the Truth About the Game seminar. Truth About the Game seminar. Get your tickets today. Get them shits now. Get it popping now. Okay? So make sure you guys get that stuff. You feel me? So make sure you get it going. But yeah, get the tickets to that because the game is going to be crazy. Man. So what's good, people? My mouth feels so dry right now. Fucking, you just like brush your teeth and shit and wash your mouth out with fucking mouthwash. My shit is dry as hell. But anyway, what I wanted to talk about real quick. What up, Death Row Camp? Uni the Brown Seed, what's going on? So, what I want to talk about is the difficulty in keeping women interested in you. Okay? And I want to sort of start from, or start from the premise of like when you're first meeting a chick, because this is what happens a lot, right? This is usually the way shit goes down. You meet a girl, right? And you're talking to her, you get her number, and usually either you hit her up and she doesn't respond to you, so you never see her again, or you plan a date with her and then she flakes, right? Or even sometimes you might go on that one date and then you never hear from her again. She stops calling you and shit just, it doesn't work out. So this usually happens a lot of times when guys are out here trying to make shit happen in the game. And so a lot of guys have been trying to figure out sort of how to, get these girls to return their calls, how to make it in a way where they don't get so many flakes, how to make it to where, these chicks aren't playing games or you're not running into a whole bunch of attention whores. And so what happens is that a lot of times in the beginning of these situations, and I've talked about this before in other videos and stuff, but in the beginning of a lot of situations when you're dealing with women, right? What's going to happen is that's the hardest time to keep a woman interested. And also that's the easiest time. That's the time where it's most likely that she'll flake and that shit won't go down. You understand? And so what I mean is that a lot of the girls that you come across, that you get numbers from, that you try to make dates happen with, all this other stuff, a lot of those girls are going to fall by the wayside. A lot of those girls you're going to have to charge to the game. What up, Johnny Quest? What up, Toby T? What's poppin'? General Crew, what's going on? Vespucci OTS, you said how long is what gonna last? The live stream? This goes on till 5:30. If you are, Y'all be getting the notifications, man. This YouTube be on some shit. I don't know what's going on. So, basically at the beginning, this is the time when it's when it's easiest for her to sort of charge you to the game. And it's the hardest time for you to keep the girl interested. So what happens is when you first meet a girl, right? Like, if she's interested in you, but up until a point. So what I mean is that she might think you're physically attractive. She might, think that you're interesting. The stuff that she's talking about with you, she gets that vibe from you, right? And so that makes her want to give you the number. That'll make her probably want to go on that first date with you. She's intrigued by you. But she's not really like that emotionally invested. Damn, I feel like I got fucking allergies right now. Shit. Anyway. So she's not that emotionally invested in you yet because she doesn't know you. You feel what I'm saying? She's not really there with you yet. So, for example, like, if you meet a girl, let's say she's, she sort of likes you, whatever, and she likes you, and you call her and you try to set something up, and let's say, for example, something happens where you can't, you can't make it, an emergency happens. Because remember, I always tell you guys, don't be flaking. But let's say an emergency did happen when you actually have to tell her, look, I can't really come through and see you, whatever, right? And then now, let's say after that, you stopped calling her. Like you just sort of like, whatever, I don't feel like calling her, whatever, I'm good, right? Most of the girls, if you've done that to a lot of different girls, 90% of them won't call you back. You understand? They contact with you. Why? Because you're just some new guy that she met. You understand? So even though she probably thought you were good looking or she liked you because of whatever it is and all this other stuff, there's not enough emotional investment, emotional attachment for her to give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? So she's just not going to call you back. She's like, all right, whatever. Now, let's say you're with a chick and she has some emotional attachment, emotional investment in you. If something came up where you couldn't go on a date with her, you couldn't see her that week, and then you didn't call her, she probably would call you and be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? Blah, blah, blah. Because she has that emotional attachment to you now. She's emotionally invested. So the emotional investment is the thing that makes the girl want to continue to fuck with you. That gives her the drive to actually want to keep making shit happen. You see what I'm saying? So now, with understanding that, this is where it gets tricky. Because how do you get a girl who you just met to sort of be emotionally invested? You feel what I'm saying? Now, the thing you got to understand is that you can get a girl emotionally invested to a point when you first start fucking with her. Like if I meet a girl at a bar or something like that, and we're talking, she's feeling me, we're going back and forth, and so she's starting to get a little bit of invested because she probably is just into who I am or whatever, right? So now she's into me, we talking or whatever, and let's say for example, on a scale of 1 to 10, we have 10 being extremely emotionally invested and 1 being not emotionally invested, right? Now, and I'm just using this scale as for sake of argument. When you first meet a chick, the most she'll probably be emotionally invested into you is at like a 5. Like a 5 is the height of the emotional investment she's going to have when she first meets you. Right? But a 5 is good because she first met you, she don't really know you, but the 5 is like the top of when she first meets you. You understand? Now, when she first meets you, let's say I'm interacting with this girl and her investment is at a 5. She's feeling me. She's like attracted to me. She's thinking about, she's getting turned on by me, whatever it is. And let's say for example, I met this girl at a bar, but let's say I couldn't take her home that night or I couldn't go back to her house for whatever reason, logistics, whatever, right? But her investment is at a 5. So if it stays at that 5, then she's going to come and see me again, right? Now, as we start fucking around, let's say I have sex with her, and then I hang out with her again a little bit. It goes from a 5 to a 6 to maybe a 7 to, even a 9 or a 10. And this can happen quickly. But now that I've been sort of seeing her, fucking around with her, hooking up with her, whatever, her emotional investment increases, right? So now, if, let's say, for example, she's now at like a 9 with the emotional investment, I've been maybe fucking around with her for a few weeks to a month. Now it's easier for me to get her to come see me again. If I hit her up, most likely she's not going to flake on me because that emotional investment is high. You understand? If I'm trying to get her to come over to have sex, most likely that's going to happen because her emotional investment is high. Do you see what I'm saying? Now, let's do this scenario again. Let's say I meet the girl, we at the bar, whatever, and her emotional investment is at that 5, at the peak. We just met, it's at the peak, right? At the 5. Now, let's say I get her number, but I don't call her for a few days. And then within those days, she met another dude, or within those days, some other shit happened. So now her emotional investment went from a 5 to like a 2. You feel what I'm saying? Now it's like, oh yeah, that guy Lucario I met, whatever. And I hit her up like 4 or 5 days later, and I'm like, yo, what's up? And throughout those 4 or 5 days, she met some other dude. Her ex-boyfriend called her back. She got into a fight with a girlfriend, all this other shit. She's all over the place. So that thing where she was at a 5 when she first met me is now down to a 2. So now when I try to set something up, it's either she's not going to respond to me, or let's say even if she says, yeah, let's go out this weekend. This weekend comes, and now her emotional investment is still around like a 2, 2.5, maybe 1 or whatever. And if something else comes up, let's say that other guy calls her, and the emotional investment for him is like at a 5, she's probably going to flake on me to see that dude. You feel what I'm saying? So what I'm trying to tell you guys is when you first meet these chicks, right? You got to understand that their emotional investment is never going to be at some 10 for you. Like you think, because this is what guys think. Y'all think that if you're a good looking dude, that's enough of an emotional investment for a woman who just met you to really keep pushing through. It's not. You feel what I'm saying? That's why I laugh and do say it's all about looks. It's like, okay, yeah, a chick could check you out, think you're cute, be talking to you, all this other shit, and then you try to call her the next day or the day after and nothing happens. And dudes is scratching their heads and they wondering why. You feel what I'm saying? And this is exactly why the numbers game is important. Because a lot of dudes are trying to find ways to get around the numbers game. But the numbers game is the way it is, because you're going to run into a lot of women who, when you first meet them, their emotional investment to you is only a 3 or a 2. And then you probably maybe get their number or whatever, and then you try to hit them up and they're just like, eh. You understand what I'm saying? But the thing is that if it's, once your emotional investment is at its height, or at the height of a 9 or a 10, that's when chicks want to stick around and keep fucking with you. This is why you can have a dude who's treating a woman like dog shit, and this chick still keeps coming back to him. She's crying about this motherfucker. She's fighting other chicks for this dude. You know why? Because the emotional investment is high. You understand? That's usually a dude that, dicked her down really good. She's all into him now and all this other stuff. And so the emotional investment is high. And therefore, that's what keeps her around. That's what keeps her interested. That's what keeps her wanting to keep fucking with you. If you're a dude, listen. If you met a chick, right, today, and, you got her number, and let's say her emotional investment was like at a 5, is at the height it could be for you at that time, and you trying to, get something popping with her, right? You could hit her up and she'll come see you in most cases, right? But now, let's say, for example, there's a dude she's been fucking with on and off, but the emotional investment for him is at like a 9 or a 10. If that dude wants to see her the same day you were supposed to go see this woman, she's most likely going to flake on you. Because that guy's her emotional investment for that guy is way higher than it is for you. You're just some new dude she met, while the other dude has been putting in a little bit of work. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why when I tell guys, listen, when you first get a girl's number, hit her up the next day, because if her emotional investment is at a 5 and it's there and it's staying there, which is the 5 is the height when she first meets you, you want to keep the momentum going, because the longer you wait to call her, the less and less the emotional investment will be there. It will fizzle out. Because again, some other dude will come in the picture. She might be, sidetracked with other shit. You feel what I'm saying? So that's the thing you guys gotta understand. And this is why I be telling dudes, stop worrying about girls ghosting, stop worrying about girls not fucking calling you back and all this other shit. That's part of the game, because that's the thing you need to do. Deuteronomy 2:2, you said you thought you need to wait a week to call. No. You have to wait a week to call after the date. See, this is why I'm glad you brought that up too, because this is why guys need to make sure they pay attention to this shit, because there's all these little intricacies that if you mix it up, you're gonna get confused. When you first meet a girl and you get her number, right? You hit her up the next day to set up the first date. When you go on that first date, that's when you start really getting into it, where she starts to start the real emotional investment in you, because she had that height of the emotional investment at a 5 when she first met you, so that made her say, cool, I'll go on the date with you. Now that she's on the date with you, when you get to spend more time with her, you feel what I'm saying? Then she starts to feel those things like, yo, I'm actually liking this guy. This guy is, he's I'm feeling him, like, this is great, blah, 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 blah. Right? Now, once the first date is over, that's when you can wait that week, because waiting that week, and I'll talk about this on my Bad Boy membership, is that creates the uncertainty. Now, again, why, and this is what I want you guys to pay attention to. Why does the uncertainty work, or the feeling of uncertainty work after that first date? Right? The reason why it works is because after that first date, she has some emotional investment in you to even care about you not calling or calling. You understand what I'm saying? So again, this is what I'm saying, because I've heard dudes say some stupid shit like, oh, when you get a girl's number, don't call her for a week, or don't call her for 3 days or whatever it is, and this and that. And then wait another 2 or 3 weeks and then hit her up later. I'm like, dude, she has no emotional investment in you. She don't give a fuck if you don't call. There's going to be 10, 15 other guys lining up. She done forgot about you. See, the takeaway or the falling back for that week only works when there's some sort of emotional investment in there, in the situation. So when I go on that first date with the girl, and we're kissing, we're touching, everything is cool, she's feeling the vibe, she's starting to get that fucking feel for me, and then I hit her up. Yeah, I'm gonna take calls in a few minutes, Daquan. So when I hit her up later that week, she's like, oh my God, I'm so happy this guy called, because I was thinking about him all week. Why was she thinking about me all week? Because she actually had that fucking emotional investment there on the first date. Before the first date or the first meeting happens, usually there is the emotional investment is not that strong. This is why I say it's only at a 5. You feel what I'm saying? This is what I'm saying. So this is why. So, and what I'm saying is, when you're dealing with the girl, when you first meet her, this is why I say flirt, build sexual tension, because that creates that first spark of emotional investment that gets you at that 5 to where she will actually want to come see you again. Once she sees you again on that first date, you feel what I'm saying? When she's on that first date with you, that's when you're sort of solidifying it. This is when you actually become a guy she cares about. And when I say cares about, I mean a guy that she actually sees as someone that she would actually want to call again. A guy she most likely won't flake on. Because if you notice, a lot of your flakes and a lot of your situations where women won't call you back are usually at the beginning. If you guys notice this, think about this. When you first start fucking with a girl, the time where it's the easiest for her to just ignore you, not return your call, flake, is usually at the beginning. Death Row Camp, he says, so basically you give a sample and then pull back. Right. And that's the first date. You go on there, do your thing, and then you pull back that week and you hit up next week. And then that whole pulling back is like, oh shit, she's invested. And now she's like, damn, what happened? And then when you hit her back, it's like, good, and now he's here. Now that it makes it even stronger the second time you see her. Brazzy said, but their emotions change. He said, it's temporary truths. I meet them that night, but they flake when I contact the next day. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. You can meet a girl tonight. Everything could be great. Everything could be cool. Dude, there's times where I've met girls. We're flirting. We're making out. She's telling me verbatim out of her mouth, oh my God, I really like you. You're so cool, blah, 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 blah. She gives me the number. She's like, make sure you call me. She says this multiple times during the night. You better call me. Are you going to call me? I'm going to call you. Relax. I'm going to call your ass. Chill the fuck out. Then I call. I don't hear nothing. You see what I'm saying? Or I text or whatever, and there's no response. You see what I mean? And so you're wondering, what happened? I thought everything was great. I thought she liked me. She did like you. But what happened was that the thing is that you're, again, at that point, you're just another guy. You understand what I'm saying? The deeper you get in the situation with women, that's when they're more attached to you. Now, let me bring up something else. So, you guys can understand, because you're going to have times where, because a lot of you are thinking, well, what about the times where a woman, she has sex with a guy, like, on the first night, like, or like, the guy meets her at the club, at a bar, and she has sex with him, and, she just fucks him. Like, was that guy creating enough emotional investment to where she wanted to fuck him and all this other stuff? Now, Death Row Camp, I'm going to get to that in a second. Now, the thing is, you got to understand is that, again, and I'll talk about this more, women are putting guys in different categories. So sometimes a woman, she'll fuck with you on some sex shit immediately because to her, you are that sexy alpha male guy. You have that sex appeal of the alpha male type of dude to her. So what happens is that when she's interacting with you, right? And she's horny at that moment, at that time, at that night or whatever, she's looking at you like, yo, I'd do this guy, right? And so that's just her being extremely sexual at that moment. Like, her emotions are at the point where she's like, yeah, I want to fuck this guy. But also too, what happens is that the reason why she wants to fuck him is because she only sees him, in most cases, not all, but in most cases, she only sees him as that guy who's good for the fucking. Now, I know a lot of y'all probably be like, shit, I want to be that guy. You know what I'm saying? You're like, fuck that, I want to be that dude. Just have sex with me tonight when we at the bar or whatever. So, you're thinking, shit, I want to be that motherfucker. Now, the thing you got to understand is that, like I said, they put us in, different categories, just like how we put women in different categories. So the guy who she just wants to fuck, right, is sort of the equivalent of, like, let's say you have a chick from around the way who's like, you know, she's a super slut. You feel what I'm saying? Like, everybody done fuck this chick, right? So you'll fuck her, Johnny. Exactly. We put the chicks in different categories. So that super slut chick, you'll have sex with her, but that's it. You probably like, I would never make her my girlfriend. She kind of, you know, whatever. You understand? But you'll fuck her because she looks good, and you know she's gonna fuck, and you'll do it. Same thing happens for women. They see a guy, they're like, well, yeah, he looks good enough to fuck, but he looks like, you know, he's on some bullshit, but I still fuck him because I'm attracted to him, whatever. So therefore, they'll end up doing that, and they have enough of that feeling to make it happen at that moment. So now, what I'm saying here, though, is that what I'm talking about is more so when you guys are out there, just in general, where it's not feasible, let's say, to even fuck that girl on the same night, and you want to see her again later. What I'm talking about is you have to remember that a lot of these girls you're not going to see again. They're going to flake on you. They're not going to return your calls because that the emotional investment at the beginning isn't as strong as it will be later on. And this is exactly why you got to play the numbers game. This is exactly why. This is exactly why. So some of y'all are asking, so how do you create that, emotional investment at the beginning? So most of it is this. Most of it really is creating sexual tension. You understand? Most of it is creating sexual tension. Because what it means is when I'm talking to a girl, let's say I meet a girl at a bar, we having a regular conversation, just, small talk. Then what happens is that when I'm interacting with her and I'm creating that sexual tension, and she starts to feel me based off of that, right? That's creating that emotional investment at that point, right? And also too, another thing is sort of like somewhat like y'all having like a connection, like there's an energy there, like it's like you and her sort of flow well together, like the conversation flows like easy. You guys are having fun talking to each other. So it's one where she sees you as a guy who she sees as someone who she looks at as a sexual dude, and two, she sees you as a guy that she actually likes. See, what you guys got to understand about the alpha male dude, when it comes to chicks fucking with an alpha male type of guy, in most cases, is that there's a lot of guys who are just straight alpha male, like just 100% alpha male dude, where she's physically and sexually attracted to him, but she may not like him as a person. You understand what I'm saying? Like, she'll have sex with him, but she doesn't like him as she wouldn't want to see him again to a certain extent. You understand? So the thing is, you got to create that sexual tension, and also you have that sort of connection where you guys like each other. Now, this is the crazy part. This is the crazy part. Like I said earlier, you can do all of that, create that connection, create that sexual tension, and you still may not see her again. You understand? That's that shit. So you could be with a chick, creating all that sexual tension, that connection, whatever, get her information, and you still may not see her again. So do what 2 and 2 you said. Is it only a numbers game? Now see, you just bringing up all the great questions. Thank you, because I was just about to get into that too. Now, what you have to understand is that it's a numbers game But it's not only a numbers game. So what I mean is, even though I'm saying you can create that sexual tension and you have that connection, and it still may not lead to anything, what you have to understand is creating that sexual tension and having that connection makes it more likely that it will lead to something. So I'm going to say that again. Creating that sexual tension and having that connection may not lead to anything, but creating that sexual tension and having that connection most likely will lead to something. It almost sounds like a contradiction, but it's not. So what I'm saying is that if you're just sort of like having regular small talk with a chick and there's really no oomph there, there's no like emotional connection, there's nothing really going on, and you say to her, hey, we should get together and hang out sometime, she might even say, okay, cool, yeah, and get your number. But because there's none of that emotional connection there, her shit to you is at like a 2, she's gonna be kind of like blasé about getting with you. So when you hit her up, she's gonna be like, he's okay. But there's nothing there that's gravitating her there. Now, if you built that sexual tension and had that connection, and you say, yeah, let's get together, let me get your number, then you hit her up the next day, she's more likely to say yes because of that small connection you did in the beginning. And I actually talk about this in my book, The Magnificent 10 Crucial Dating Tips for Men, where I was saying that, getting a woman's number isn't enough. Because I don't know if you ever seen these videos on YouTube where the guys, they'll go up to the girl and they just be like, hey, let me get your number. And the girl will give it to them and that'll be it. You understand? And, of course, a lot of those are staged and, it's just whatever it is. But there's a lot of those women who are not going to return these guys' calls. They're going to be like, who the fuck is this? They're going to just it's going to be a flake. It's going to be nothing. Right? And it's going to be that way because there's nothing there. It was just, he's just another guy out of the whole bunch of guys who got her number. You see what I'm saying? So it's a numbers game, but it's also how well versed you are in game to be able to know how to create that connection, that sexual tension that will most likely lead her to actually wanting to see you again. You understand? Because what you have to understand is, and a lot of this, there's going to be a lot of times where you're going to meet women and everything's going to go really smooth and you'll never see her again. Then there's going to be times you meet women, everything's going to go smooth and you are going to meet her again. It all depends. But this is why, again, I say it's a numbers game, because a lot of times you won't necessarily know which ones you're going to see again. Sometimes it seems like you're going to know, but you never know, because there's so many things that are going on that's even outside of your control that you have no idea what's going on. Like I remember one time, there's one chick I was fucking with, and everything seemed cool. It was like I was sure I was gonna get shit popping. Next thing you know, I didn't hear from her. Then I ran into her, and she came. She was like, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I apologize. I got back with my ex-husband. We were about to separate. This and this and that." So I was like, "Oh no, ain't no problem." But I was like, that's interesting, because, objectively, you be thinking, you would sit there and think, damn, oh, why she ain't hit me back and blah, 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 this and this and that, this and this and that. You start thinking about all this shit you did, and it's like, yo, she got back with her ex. It is what it is. You feel what I'm saying? Because what you guys got to understand is, and I hope this makes this sort of clear for you guys. The reason why it's hard for you guys to understand, because a lot of guys will say, yo, if she ain't gonna pick up, why she gave me her number? Blah, 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 blah. Right? For us, when we see a hot girl, think of the hottest girl you've seen, or the hottest, or your ideal type of chick, right? When you see that girl, you say to yourself, yo, I want her. I want to fuck with her. I'm trying to get at her. I want to make something happen. So in your mind, you're going from meeting her to your goal is to fuck. You've already made up in your mind that you want to fuck her. You understand? Now, women, with exception of the alpha males, and they're in that moment where they want to fuck, with exceptions to them, when a woman is dealing with you or talking to you or whatever, she's still investigating and thinking. Even sometimes with the alpha male dudes, because a chick might see a guy she's physically attracted to, and then she'll be thinking, oh, I would fuck him. But then she starts talking and she's like, no, I'm not going to fuck this guy. Right? So that also happens. But when a woman is talking to you and interacting with you, she's feeling the situation out. So just like how you say, yeah, I want to fuck this girl, I'm trying to make something happen, she's still feeling the shit out in certain situations. Right? So even if she starts to feel it, she's like, yeah, I like this guy. Let me, here's my number. And then you hit her up the next day and she don't return the call. Then you're like, damn, what happened? A whole bunch of shit could happen. She could have got home that night and been like, damn, shit, did I just fucking make out with Locario all night? Oh my God, he's going to think I'm a slut. He's going to think I'm a whore. I'm so embarrassed. Right? Then I text her and be like, hey, what's up? She's looking at the text. She's looking at the phone. She's like, oh my God, it's Locario. I can't even respond to him. I'm so embarrassed. You understand? This is how certain women will do. Y'all can think I'm bullshitting if you want. That's how they will do. You see what I'm saying? So now I'm sitting there like, I'll be sitting there like, damn, why she gave me the number if she ain't going to return my call? But she's not returning my call because after she left me, she's thinking of all this other shit that's making her feel a certain way, which makes her not want to return my call. Or I could be chilling with her. Everything is good. She's feeling it. We at the bar. Everything's nice. We kissing and all this other stuff. She gets home. Her ex-boyfriend calls. He's like, yo, baby, I miss you. Can I come over? And she's like, okay. He comes over. He fucks the shit out of her. He's like, yo, I want to be with you, blah, blah, blah. We need to be together. And here I go texting her the next day while she in bed with her ex-man. And she's like, oh, shit, Locario's calling me. I can't return his call. I'm with my ex-man now. I'm with my man now. You see what I'm saying? And this is why you gotta play the fucking numbers game. You see what I mean? Because you don't know what's gonna happen later with this chick. You don't know what's going on. Or just sometimes the chick, she just doesn't feel the same way the next morning. She wakes up, you hit her up or whatever the next day and she's just like, oh, I had fun yesterday, but I'm not really trying to do all of that. That's what she's thinking. And that's what happens. You see what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes be killing themselves and going crazy over, oh my God, how come she ain't calling me back? Oh, this is fucked up. Oh, these bitches is crazy. Blah, 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 blah. It's like, dude, you got to understand how these chicks operate. So now what you need to do is you need to play the numbers game. So let's say you talk to 10 girls and you got 3 or 4 of them sort of like, you got their number, you're trying to make something happen. 3 of those girls can have the same situation I was talking about. The next day she felt embarrassed. She got with her ex-boyfriend. Some other dude came in the picture, whatever the fuck it is. Then you got that one girl who's still at the height. One girl who's still feeling that feeling for you. She's like, yeah, I liked him. Let me call him back. She calls you back. You go on that date. She's feeling you. You smash. Right? You keep smashing. Now that girl is emotionally invested in you now. You see what I'm saying? But it took for you to talk to the 10 girls to get to the one girl. Because the other girls were all over the place with whatever it was. You see what I'm saying? This is what you guys got to understand. This is why I be telling dudes, don't take this shit personally. You feel what I'm saying? Don't take this shit personally. Trust me, man. This is why you got to go out there and really just, keep shit pushing. That's what it is, man. That's what it is. But man, I've been talking for like 40 minutes. So listen, You guys can call in number 646-481-3901. You feel me? Death row camp, that's another good thing. You said some of them be trying to prevent themselves from being attached. That's another thing too. That's another thing. Some girls will not fuck with you because they don't want to get attached. And they know they might get attached. You feel what I'm saying? Yo, what's going on? Who's this?
Yo, what's up, Mr. L? This Dre, bro.
What's going on? What's popping?
What's good, man? Man, you just dropping jewels left and right.
I'm trying, man. I'm trying to let them know.
Hey, yo, but man, that's what I'm trying to say. Like, it's a guy in the comment, like what you were saying. Like, this shit go both ways. Like,
right.
That's why I feel like I agree with him. It's more of if it's meant to happen, it's gonna happen. Because like me, like a lot of dating coaches be like, oh, if you go on a date with a bitch, you gotta act this way or you gotta do this. Like if you too laid back, no, you be too laid back, she gonna love you. But you be too goofy, she gonna think you corny. But I'm like, my nigga, it's been times where I fuck bitches off being too goofy because it was funny to them, and I fuck bitches off being too serious, laid back. Cause that made, but then on top of that, I also failed because when I was too serious, bitches was like, he kind of boring.
Right.
Or when I was too goofy, girls would be like, oh, he corny. So that's why I'm like, yo, like, it definitely goes both ways, dog. Like, I say if it's meant for you to fuck a bitch, it'll happen. You just gotta put your. Now that don't mean like just sit on your ass and be like, oh well, I'm just stay in the house all day. And if it's meant for me to get a bad bitch, she will show up at my door. Hell nah, nigga. You gotta go out there and put work in. You gotta go out there and make yourself be seen. You gotta, look good. And put yourself in a position to be chosen by bitches, but understand, like you said, don't take it too personal. Don't take this shit too serious. Just have fun and keep approaching.
Right, like, because the thing that guys don't understand is that women see we're and it's just the way we think. We think more like we think on a practical thing. It's like we think it like this. Guys are like, I'm hungry. There's an apple. I'm gonna pick up the apple and eat it because I'm hungry. That's how we think. Right. Women are like, I'm hungry. Should I get the apple or should I get the orange? I don't know. What do you think? Right. You know what I mean? Like they got to discuss it. Then they be like, oh, but where is this apple from? And let me tell you something. Me, let me tell you guys some shit, right? I remember me and one of my homeboys had a threesome with this chick. It was me, this chick, and this other dude, right? So I'm with the chick at the house, right? So I call my boy on the phone and I say, yo, this chick is she want to get down, right? So this nigga, he got over there so fast, it was almost like some cartoon shit. Like before I even hung up the phone, the nigga was there. You feel what I'm saying? Like just immediately, like hell yeah, I'm there. Boom, right? Now, I remember I was with this other chick, right? And she was like, I was telling her like, yo, like I knew of her friend, but her friend never met me. But I knew of her because I seen her at like different spots because she does like performances, whatever. So I was like, I was with this chick and I was telling her like, yo, I want to do some threesome shit with you and another chick, right? So she calls her friend, the one that I seen before, whatever. And then so she's on the phone with her friend and her friend is asking a million fucking questions. She's like, oh, who's this guy? Where do you know him from? Blah, 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 blah. A lot of fucking questions. Now notice the difference. I call my boy to come with me to fuck this chick. This nigga, no questions asked. I'm there. You see what I mean? The girl calls her friend to come with the threesome. She got a million fucking questions. You see what I'm saying? So it's just different of how these chicks are. They're always back and forth with their shit. You see what I mean? And this is why another point. This is why I always tell guys that it's important for you to lead as a man, because the way that we think and we operate, that lends itself to better leadership. You see what I'm saying? Exactly. And that's what it is. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right, you're right, man. Like, tell my homeboy, like, he kind of was feeling like giving up, because he like, man, this shit is hard, just putting myself out there, and getting rejected left or right, but you like, what you said, man, you got to be a man about this shit, man. Like,
right.
being a man is playing life on hard mode. Like,
that's
what I told him. I'm like, yo, this shit ain't easy. Like,
mm-hmm.
and it's always going to be a smaller number of women that's going to cooperate with you anyway. So,
right.
you have to just accept that shit for what it is.
Right. And also too, what guys got to understand is that for women, their decision making is based off of a lot of things because they're women. You understand? Because a woman, excuse me again, a woman can get pregnant, right? So her decision making, especially on a lot of sex, is different. Even if you can, there's a lot of things you can do to not get pregnant, but
mm-hmm.
on a subconscious level, she still knows she can get pregnant. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So she's thinking, okay, should I fuck this guy? This is why that girl will ask a lot of questions based off the guy. That's just like, whatever. You understand? And the thing is too, also, you got to understand that women, we're physically stronger than women. Which is why women still have to think about, damn, yeah, I like this guy, but he could beat my ass. So let me make sure he's not crazy. You see what I mean? Like different shit like that they got to think about. You see what I mean? And so that's why they'll be so wishy-washy sometimes with certain things. And also too, women, they know how emotional they can get. So when they really like a guy, this is why when dudes, when a chick sees you and she's thinking about you as being a boyfriend material or whatever, this is why she takes it a little bit more slow with you, with especially a lot of beta male dudes, because she wants to make sure, okay, is this guy serious about fucking with me? You feel what I'm saying? Right. She's like, is this guy serious about this? You feel what I mean? Because right, go ahead.
Do you think that's out of your control on how women categorize you though? Like,
yes and no. It depends because I say yes, it's out of your control because a lot of times you don't know what a woman sees as an alpha male or beta male. You feel what I'm saying? For her personal opinion. Right. But I also say no in the general sense because you can still present yourself as an alpha male to the point where generally women will see you as such because of how you come across. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So it all depends. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So okay. But yeah, that's what it is, and also try to tell guys like, see, is this a different way that like chicks fucking that they think? Because I remember I used this analogy of like, if you have 2 plates of food on the table and you're hungry as fuck, right? And I say, and you haven't eaten, right? And I say, yeah, go eat. And then you sitting down and you're about to eat, and I'll be like, hold on, but one of these plates has poison in it. You feel what I'm saying? Now, what you gonna hesitate, even though you want it. That's exactly how women react when they're dealing with you a lot of times. You guys represent the plate of food, but she's hesitating because she's not sure what decision to make. You understand what I'm saying? And this is why, you know what I mean? And this is why she acts that way. So the plates of food are like, yo, what's wrong? Why you acting like that? Why you acting like that? And she's like, I don't. You see what I mean? Because is that the decisions for her are like that. You see what I mean?
So basically you saying like they just overthink damn near everything.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. They'll overthink that shit. And this is why you as a man, you got to be on point with yourself, your emotions, how you handle things, how you come at chicks, how you guide conversations with chicks, how you maneuver the situations. This is why game is important, because you need to know how to navigate through all of that. You need to understand why she's doing those things and why she's acting this way and all the intricacies of that, because that's going to make you be able to, because remember, the girl wants to eat the plate of food. You just have to be able to guide her to which one to eat. You feel what I'm saying? Or how to get it done.
Right.
That's all it is. You see what I mean? And so that's the thing that guys don't understand. It's like, you got to understand that aspect and see, this is why a lot of dudes, I hate to always go back to the MGTOW shit, but this is why a lot of the MGTOW dudes, have the energy that they have, because they don't realize this stuff. They're just like, oh, why is she this and this? And I'm not talking, because, every time I saw a MGTOW, they're going to be like, oh, no, it's not about that. It's about the gynocentricism of the government and whatever. No. I'm talking strictly about niggas getting on YouTube complaining about chicks acting like chicks. You see what I'm saying? So it's like you're complaining about chicks acting like chicks, but there's a reason why they acting like that. That's just how they're designed, B. And also the social stuff. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
It's in their nature. That's what you're saying. Yeah.
Right. Exactly. How
many women you try to approach in a day? Like, you got like a goal. Like, when I go out, I'm trying to you look alright. Like, you got any goals? Like, when you approach a day?
Well, usually, because me right now, I don't even approach as many chicks as I used to. Like, back in the day when I had more time on my hands, it was like, like 20 something a day. You know what I'm saying? At least. You know what I mean? But I live in New York City, so it's easier for me to get access to all these chicks. But I always say approach as many as possible, and not even just necessarily approach, but I feel like it's easier when you have a lifestyle of where you're just sociable with people. You understand?
Right.
Because the more you're sociable, then it becomes a thing that's like an everyday habit that you just do, and then you just sort of do it. So it's kind of like it becomes part of your routine. So it's not necessarily something you have to actively step out and try to do, and there's nothing wrong with that. You could just go out and be like, I'm just going to approach some girls in the street and hang out, whatever. That's cool too. But if you're just generally sociable, then it becomes part of your everyday thing. So if you're just chilling, you go to the store, you might take a walk in the park, sit on a bench, whatever, and you're going to run into women throughout all those things. And then you just be like, yo, what's up? How you doing? How's your day going? Blah, blah, blah. And it just sort of gets a little bit easier. And then, but understand that it is a numbers game, because, and this is the thing that guys don't understand. It's like, guys have this, and this is the crazy part of how guys approach the game. And this is all ego. Guys think that the game is about learning tricks and formulas to get women to want them. You feel what I'm saying? Just period. Like it don't matter what girl who you are, where you from, what's your background, what you've been through, what you're doing today. It don't matter. If I stop you on the street, my game is supposed to be so tight that you're gonna stop your whole life. You understand? I don't know you from nowhere, but you're gonna stop your whole life and fuck with me. You feel what I'm saying? Like, my game is so airtight that you're gonna stop your whole. Forget that you might have a husband and kids. You're gonna leave your husband and kids to leave with me in the street and just start fucking with me and go to my house and fuck and suck my dick. No, you understand that? That's what guys be thinking.
Forget you might have an STD.
Right, exactly. You know what I mean? You don't know. She could have an STD. She could have fucking kids. She could have a husband, boyfriend. She could be a lesbian. She could have just came back from being assaulted. You don't know what the fuck happened with this chick. You feel what I'm saying? You don't know what happened with this chick. So a dude, he'll go up to a chick. Let's say he goes up to a chick and she rejects him. He's thinking, oh, man, she rejected me because my game sucks and my game ain't tight. Now, there are times when that happens, but it's not that all the time. It's maybe she rejected you because she has a man that she actually loves and she ain't gonna cheat on a nigga. You feel what I'm saying? But she didn't tell you that. She just told you, nah, I'm good, and kept it moving. But see, that's the thing I'm saying, is that, a lot of guys, they don't understand this aspect of the game, is that it's not about you needing to get every girl. It's about you building yourself to be the type of dude who knows how to maneuver in any situation. Just like you were saying, how many girls you talk to in a day. You could talk to as many as you want. The more the better. But understand, that's the reason why you have to talk to more, is because you're gonna run into women who you're not gonna be able to get with. You feel what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's that simple.
Exactly.
It's that simple.
You said that though. You said most of the women you meet, you're not gonna fuck anyway. You said that in
exactly.
One of your videos. Like, I think
exactly.
5 truths of the game.
Right.
Like,
exactly. Because because I be seeing on these message boards a lot of time. I be looking at message boards and shit, and there. Oh, and real quick, side note, there's a message board called the Coley. I don't know if any of y'all know about that message board, but there's some dude on there on that message board pretending to be me. I just want to tell whoever is at the Coley, that's not me on the message board. That's some guy pretending to be me, okay? Because he has like my avatar and he's acting like he's me and shit. So that's not me. I'm just saying that's not me posting. But anyway,
that's how you know you made it, though.
Right?
That's how you know you made it.
Like, I was like, I'm looking at this shit because I like the website. I be checking out some shit on there. But there's a dude on there that's pretending to be me. It's not me. Just to let y'all know, okay? But anyway, but that's the thing, like you guys gotta understand that there's all these things that's going to be in the situation that will make it to where you won't get the girl. So this is why you got to play the numbers game, because a lot of them, they think that, oh, if my game is tight, everything's gonna just happen this way. I can make the girl come home and I can make her cheat on her man. I can make her do that. And I'm like, no, you ain't making nobody do shit. You know what I'm saying?
It's so many that's why I hate when people be like, if a bitch like stop fucking with you or reject you, or nigga, no, it's because your game was weak. Like, my nigga, stop.
Right.
A lot of variables why a bitch can't play.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
They all just put it on game. Like, it's not just by game.
Right, because
that could be one reason, but it's other reasons too.
Right, and also too, and this is the thing that people understand. I said this before, is that you can't even, and see, this is how deep it gets. You can't even make a woman like you. See, God, that's what guys don't understand. You can't make the girl like you. See, dudes get confused when I say this. Remember, your job, all you need to do is approach, interact with her, talk to her, build that sexual thing. You're doing your part. What happens is that she then gets inspired to want to fuck with you. It's not really you. It's based off of her perception of what she's seeing when she's interacting with you, what she's feeling when she's interacting with you. So it's not really you. It's not you. Like, this is why if a chick don't like you, like, let's say if she's just totally not attracted to you for whatever reason, you understand? There's really nothing you can do to get her to like you, because she just don't like you. It's like, that's like saying, imagine that there's a gay pickup artist and he's like, I'm gonna get any of these straight niggas. I'm gonna get Mr. Locario to fuck with me. My game is so tight that Mr. Locario's, no, I don't like niggas. You know what I'm saying? It ain't gonna happen, bro. You know what I mean? So I don't care how tight your game is. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, come on. Oh, man. This shit be too funny. I'm like, man. That's what I'm saying. You see what I mean? Now, to go off that analogy too, is that, let's say you had a guy who was straight, but he was a little on the spectrum. He had a little bit of moistness in him. He had a little bit of gayness in him. Maybe that gay pickup artist guy could get him by seducing him and getting him on the other side. You see what I mean? But that's because he had a little bit of gay shit in him, right? But if a person's totally not gay, it don't matter what the gay guy do, he ain't gonna really fuck with him. He ain't gonna get him.
Exactly.
You see what I mean?
Exactly.
And so that's the same thing.
$1 million, he gonna be like, hell no.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. It's the same thing for chicks. There's certain chicks that's just not gonna like you, period. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. For whatever reason. So, that's what it is, man.
Hey. Thanks. Appreciate the thought, Lucario, man.
Definitely, man.
Definitely the thought.
All right, bro.
Coaches in this shit, man. Keep that shit 100, dog. You like an uncle to me, bro. Like,
I appreciate that, man.
In every time, man. I learn a lot of shit from you, dog. So
that's what's up.
You, bro.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate the call, bro. All right, man. Later. Yeah, man. It's crazy. That'd be funny. You got some gay pickup artists trying to holler at straight niggas. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, Lucario, what's good? What's really good with you?
What's popping? What's going on, bro?
What's going on? Is that nigga Russ from Jersey? I'm outside right now. I just got the notification. I'm about to try to walk inside, but I just tuned in and shit about got the title of the video. I thought there's nothing you could do to make a female like you.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like, a lot of these niggas out here be having their ego in the game.
Mm-hmm.
But then again, like, but I always used to hear older cats tell me, like, if a female cheat on you, it's really not her fault. It's your fault for not being a real man.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, well, at the end of the day, I can't blame. It's not really 100% me because she made the choice to fuck around.
Right. So, exactly.
Like my brother always used to, my brother said some shit when I was a kid, like, I didn't tie her legs open to make her fuck me.
Right.
Because she wanted to fuck me. But then again, you got, it is funny, but it's true. But then again, you got certain dudes whose game is weak, or their sex is weak, so a girl chooses to fuck with another dude. So that's why a lot of guys feel like, okay, my girl's messing around on me.
Right.
Or maybe because my game was tight. But even me, like, when I had my first girlfriend or whatever, you know, I started tipping a little bit. So my girl was fucking around on me. So sometimes it could be you.
Right.
Sometimes it can't be you. So like I said, like, you really never know 100% if it's your fault or the girl's fault.
Right.
But at the end of the day, the girl made the choice to fuck around. You know
right. Well, that's the thing. It always that's the thing that people gotta understand. It always comes back to the person, because see, if your game, see, the thing is, if your game is tight, right, that makes it in certain cases less likely that she's gonna fuck around, because either she's enjoying herself with you to the point where she's like, yeah, you know, and also too, where she doesn't want to jeopardize fucking up what she has. So she's like, well, you know what, even though I might be tempted, I don't want to do it. But then if you falling off or you on some bullshit, it'll be easier for her to cheat, because it's kind of like you're on some bullshit. But at the end of the day, it's still her making a decision, because she's still feeling the way she's feeling in order to make the shit happen. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's that type of shit. It's almost like the same thing where people say like, you know, when we talk about orgasms and shit, like, you know, like you fuck a chick and you like, and she comes or whatever, she gets that orgasm. Now you feeling all good because you're like, yeah, I made that bitch come, whatever. It's not really you making her come. Like, you assist her in coming, but it's really her making herself come. You feel what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's the thing that people don't understand. It's like, you're sort of assisting people in the situation, but it's really their decision. So when you spit in your game, you're almost basically assisting a woman in making a decision on fucking with you. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's really what it's about. But at the end of the day, it's her decision to do it. Oh damn, you sound like you in a goddamn tornado, bro. What's going on? So you sound like you in a tornado. You got that wind that's crazy.
Yeah, I was outside and I got the notification that you was on. So I tried to walk to the library and get a quiet place and shit. You know, I gotta chop off games.
Right.
But no, what I'm saying is, like, a lot of these pickup artists be on that bullshit. They be having that bullshit game, and they be showing the bullshit. And I'm like, because even me, when I first started trying to learn game, I was listening to POA. I'm like, this shit don't even work. Like, why am I wasting my time doing this shit? So I played in a pickup artist because, again, like I said on the last one previous show, I said most men don't understand the game. They don't understand how females are. So because that, a lot of guys take whatever it's like going to school. They'll take whatever somebody says to them and try it. And it don't work.
Right. Well, you know what it is.
They turn to be one of those MGTOW niggas.
But you know what it is.
Like, you tell them the truth. They like, nah, that don't work.
Right. But this is what it is, though. This is what it is. Hold on. This is why, because I want to get to this point before you go on, because it's very important to understand. The reason why, a lot of stuff where you might, because see, pickup artist stuff, you know, it can work in certain situations, but see, the what happens is that within calling yourself a pickup artist, right, or that whole type of energy of what a pickup artist is that it encompasses really picking up chicks. So therefore, it's almost to the extent of what I do has to work. And if it doesn't, then what I am doesn't make sense. You see what I mean? Because if I am a pickup artist, then I should be picking up women. If I'm not picking up women, I'm not a pickup artist. You see what I mean? So it's that type of. So this is why it's a little bit harder in the vein of when people are trying to do, calling it pickup and doing pickup artist stuff, and they're saying, well, this didn't work. And the reason why it doesn't work sometimes is because there's so many variables as to where this girl won't get with you. And on top of that, there's a lot of stuff that's not in your control. You see what I mean? So,
exactly. Like, that's what I like about pickup artists. And my man Play Supreme, R.I.P. to him, he was always saying, like, this can opener shit is watered down because a lot of these a lot of these dudes be listening to the pickup artist shit, and like it's like fairy tale, like it's like some watered down fairy tale shit.
Right.
It's like pouring water in some motherfucking alcohol. Like you're not gonna get drunk. You ain't gonna get tipsy if you put water in alcohol.
Right.
It ain't gonna be the same. So, like I said, it's about money. These guys making money off of these dudes don't know shit.
Right. Well, the thing too is that there has to be a balance. What guys don't understand is being rejected, right?
Right.
Is part of the whole game. Like that's supposed to happen. Whenever you're trying to take rejection out of the equation, you're not playing the game right. When you're trying to make it to where every girl is trying to, like, you say, well, I gotta get every girl, or I don't want to get rejected, or I gotta have sex with the girl the same night and all this other stuff. When you're doing it that way, you're sort of not really understanding the game, because part of the game is the other side of the spectrum. So yeah, it's great if you get a whole bunch of girls you can sleep with and have fun with and all that. It's great that you have a lot of times you don't get rejected. It's great that you go out there, you talk to girls, you picking them up and they responded to you. But guess what? None of that will actually happen unless the other side happens, which is rejection. Unless the other side happens, which is you not getting the girl. You understand?
Exactly.
The only reason getting the girl is so exciting is because we're having times when you didn't get the girl. You see what I'm saying?
You're right.
So that's part of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's why you enjoy this shit.
Right.
You know, and that's something I want to add. Like, a lot of guys put value on females so much because they're not used to getting it.
Right, exactly.
And that's what kills your game stuff. I mean, even myself, like, when I first started getting some, I was so happy to get it. I got to hold on to that motherfucker for dear life because it took so hard. I had to go through other women to get to this one chick.
Right.
I got to hold on to this bitch. But I just want to ask you one question before I get up out there. I ain't trying to be on here all day. I got shit to do later on. But the thing I noticed is when I think you had a video titled this a while ago. The video was something about it's like if your game is so tight, the bitch don't want to fuck with you.
Right.
And I noticed that even last night, me and my people had went out for my birthday. We had gone to a bar or whatever. And a lot of the old cats, I said, because they're like 30, 40 years old. I noticed that as well. Like, when you're a dude who looks good and your game is tight and you dress well and a female can't run a game on you, you're going to be rejected more often. Like, you're going to get women just walk away from you because they know they can't fuck with you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. And which is a bad thing because as a man, you still want to, get it in. But because your game is so strong, you're so smart, you can't even get nothing because most women ain't trying to fuck with you anyway.
Right.
That's the bad side. No,
it's true.
Because I witnessed it, even myself. Like, because me in the hood, female, I try to hide a female, or females will look at me like, this nigga think he all that. I said, yeah, I do. I try the bitch, I don't give a fuck. Keep walking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But then again, this is how it really is. There's two different guys out here. The guys who don't understand women and don't understand the game, that don't get shit popping off. Then you got the dudes that have too much game and they can't get nothing popping off. It's like a job.
I know it's like that. No, that's real shit.
Apart.
That's real shit though.
Yeah.
That's real shit.
Exactly.
Now you ain't even you spitting facts right now because, dude, there's times where and a lot of there's certain guys who's gonna understand this. There's times where your game is so tight and chicks they could see it, they feel it, they know it, and they're intimidated to even fuck with you. You see what I'm saying? And so they stop themselves from even dealing with you in the first place. This is what I was saying earlier, is that, and some women, because I was talking about the emotional attachment, the emotional investment, some women, they see you and they're like, I don't want to get caught up fucking with this guy because he seemed like he gonna have me fucking thinking about him all day, crying about him, doing all this other crazy shit, because she sees in you the greatness and she's not ready for all that yet. You see what I mean?
Yeah.
She ain't ready for that shit.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so she automatically rejects you. It's literally the same thing that guys do. Like when a guy sees a really hot girl and he might in his mind rationalize why he shouldn't fuck with her. He see her and he's like, damn, she bad. And then his man's is like, yo, go holler. And he's like, nah, she look like she a bitch. You understand what I'm saying? Like, that's
because some females be giving off that energy.
Right, but either way, that's what I'm saying. You still use that as a rationalization because she's so hot, you don't want to try to see what's popping with her. You see what I'm saying? And then so you might even look for that. You might say, damn, yeah, she looked like she giving off that bitchy vibe, so you don't bother to go talk to her. You see what I mean? Yeah. But the reason why you ain't talk to her because he was intimidating, and that's why you ain't fucking with her. So imagine that hot girl wanted you to come over and talk to her. She's looking at you like she's looking over there like, damn, why don't this guy come talk to me? And he's thinking, man, she's like a bitch. I ain't fucking with her. But he only saying that because he's scared to go and talk to her. You see what I mean?
Nah, but I don't really agree. I agree with you like halfway because like as you get older and you kind of understand the game. Because like I said, I hang around with old scat. I hang around with niggas who are older than me. And they said sometimes they're like, I don't probably be bothered with these females because they just cause too much. I'd rather just find me like, somebody else because most females be on some bullshit. Their attitude is fucked up. They go through emotions. Like most niggas who are older, who got their shit together, don't want to deal with that. A smart, real nigga, they're not going to want to even put up with your bullshit. Like the pussy ain't worth the headache. And I understand that as I get older.
No, I feel you on that. But sometimes it be a chick who's actually not like that. And the guy still acts like, well, she seems like she might be a bitch, so I'm not gonna talk to her. That's what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, it's true.
You see what I mean? That's what I'm saying. Because you're gonna have some girls you run into that's gonna be on some bitchy shit. But I'm talking about when the guy's rationalizing it because he's scared to go and approach, just like the woman who is scared to fuck with you because you're on point. You see what I mean? So it goes both ways. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's what it is.
And that goes to the question I want to ask. Like, the question I have for you is like, how do you continue to remain your confidence? Well, confidence nothing to do with it. The female don't want to fuck with that's her problem. But unfortunately, as you a real nigga, you might be too real for a female, and you going through the same issues that the MGTOW guys go. The only difference is you understand. So my question is, how do you kind of maintain yourself and try to continue to get shit popping if your game is too tight? Should you like try to tone it down a notch, or should you just say fuck it? I'm gonna just be real. Whoever's gonna fuck with me.
Yeah, that's what you do. If you say whoever's gonna fuck with you, because this is the thing. You can't really even tone it down because it's not really about you toning it down. It's about their insecurity. You understand what I'm saying? It's really not about even what you're doing. It's about their insecurity. It's about them feeling a certain way about you and how they perceive you. You see what I mean? Their perception, because let's say even if you did try to like tone it down or whatever that means, she'll still probably see you as too much for her. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes there's nothing you can do about that. You see what I mean? And so it's just she's not the type of chick you're gonna be able to fuck with because she's on that shit. And that's the thing that guys gotta understand is that this is why sometimes, like I was saying earlier, you talk to a chick, everything seems cool, you get a number, you don't hear back from her again. Sometimes that's the reason, because she might be intimidated to fuck with you. She might feel a certain way, like, oh, I don't know if I'm gonna live up to, the standard of what he's about. So then what happens is, because remember, guys are afraid to approach women because they're scared of getting rejected, right? That's rejection for us. We go up to a girl, we try to get her number, whatever. She's like, nah, blah, 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 whatever. he's like, damn, you know, he's scared of that, so he'll hesitate to go and approach. A woman's rejection is later. Do you understand? A woman's rejection is, I get with her, I fuck the shit out of her, and I never call her again. You understand? And so she and all that while she likes me, right? So what she does is she's like, well, shit, this guy looks like he's gonna fuck me and not call me again, and I'm interested in him, but I don't want to get rejected. I don't want to feel that sting of him not hitting me back after we have sex. So she doesn't fuck with you in the first place. You see what I'm saying? So she's trying to stop it before the rejection can even happen. You see what I mean? Just the same way the guy is trying to stop it before the rejection can happen by not approaching the girl. You see what I mean? So people are trying to do damage control before anything can happen. But again, when you see that hot girl and you're afraid to approach her, right? It's because you're afraid to approach her. It's nothing she's doing. That's like her saying, should I tone down my hotness so this guy will come and approach me? No, he's just scared to approach, period. You feel what I'm saying? You can't tone down your hotness. If you hot, you hot. Yeah. If you look good, you look good. It is what it is. You see what I mean?
That's different. The game, like, you can turn down your game a little bit, though.
No, but that's the thing. But that's the thing. You can't really, though, because the game is still within you. It's like you see how like I don't know, like how fucking Spider-Man or any of these superheroes, when they have some sort of thing inside them that makes them have the power, like it's already in them. So even if you were trying to tone it down, it'll still seep out somewhere here and there. Either way, it's gonna come back out, and then she's gonna see it. You see what I mean? So that's the thing. It's not about toning it down for them. They gotta catch up to you. You feel what I'm saying? And that's the thing. Some of them ain't.
The thing is, like, most females just ain't really ready to fuck with a real nigga.
That's
so
true.
Either way, you're gonna have the same problem as MGTOW. You're gonna be kind of dry. Either way, you're gonna lose unless you a beta male.
Nah, that's
why beta male is so easy to be a beta male, because you don't have to really work. It's almost like it's like going to a regular job. It's easy going to work at a regular job.
But see, that's the thing. Niggas at regular jobs still got issues and problems. So it's the same thing with beta males.
I'm an example.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because like it's easy just to say, all right, fuck it. My game ain't. If my game is too tight, I can't really get no shit popping. Let me just act like a sim or a beta male to get the pussy and just bounce. Now some niggas do that. I know niggas who got a tight game, but they act like a beta male for a minute and get the pussy and leave. But that's drama later on in the future. I don't want to deal with that as well.
Right.
So either way, you're gonna deal with some bullshit.
Right. But see, what you gotta understand is too is that even though your game is tight though, and some chicks will be intimidated, there's gonna be a lot of other women who are not going to be intimidated and who are also going to be higher quality. Because remember, this is the thing, a chick who's fucking with a beta male a lot of times usually is a chick who's not the top quality chick, which is why she's fucking with a beta male. You see what I'm saying? This is why when you have a lot of women who get older and they're sort of quote unquote hitting the wall, then they end up getting with the nice guy. That guy's not getting like the baddest chick or the chick who, you know what I'm saying? He's not getting that top shelf chick. He's getting the girl who's falling off. So, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying is that when you're that top dude or when you're that guy, there's going to be a bunch of chicks that's going to be on some bullshit that's going to probably fall off and all this other stuff. But the type of girls you get, you feel what I'm saying? That's going to be better quality just in general. Because also remember, it's not just about the sex. You see what I mean? Because as being a top dude, you could still get a whole bunch of sex from chicks, because chicks will still fuck with you on some sex shit. You feel what I'm saying? But you're still gonna have chicks that's gonna be intimidated, that's not gonna wanna, even fuck with you on sex shit, but also not do anything with you because they're just intimidated, period. But you're gonna have chicks fucking with you on some sex shit because you are already the most desirable dude. You see what I'm saying? What I'm saying though is that you're gonna have a lot of women who are intimidated, and that intimidation because of the insecurity will lend itself to you not getting some of those. But most of the time, you're not going to want them anyway, because a lot of them is just going to be a whole bunch of bullshit with them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So it's not like, oh well, I want to, get, because that's the thing. I think what it is, dudes are worried about getting the most amount of pussy, which is not really about that. It's about getting it's more quality over quantity at the end of the day.
Yeah, that's something treating that she said, quality over quantity.
Right.
But that's different. Like that's for people for certain guys who already been through that first stage of playing. When you're going through your first stage, you don't care about that. You just want to get as much numbers as you want.
Mm-hmm. Right. Well, and you can
level.
Right, and you can still do that, but that's where game comes in, because again, when you're, like you said, when you're that top dude, there's going to be chicks who are intimidated by you. Now, this is what I call extra credit, and extra credit is basically the same thing as the same way of saying seduction. Now, this is another part of the game. Now, I'm a lazy dude, so I don't like to seduce chicks. You understand what I'm saying? So, what I mean is just like you were saying, well, there's going to be a lot of chicks that's intimidated because you're that top guy. But you can still seduce those girls into fucking with you if you want. But that's extra credit. Now, there are times where I've seduced girls into fucking with me who at first were scared. So, for example, like, since I'm in an open relationship, there will be women who will be intimidated by me to fuck with me. They'll be like, oh, you got a wife? And nah, I can't, blah, blah, blah. Right? But they still, I could tell they was feeling me. So what I did was, I would seduce them, and then what happened was I would still get them. You see what I'm saying? So even the ones who are intimidated, you still can get, but you have to seduce them. You see what I mean? And so,
yeah.
But that's the thing. So this is what I'm saying, where you don't necessarily, it's not like this end all be all, like, oh, well, they're intimidated, so it's over. Or they're insecure, so it's over. What I'm saying, though, is if you do want them, you got to seduce them. You see what I'm saying? So that's really what it's about.
Yeah.
So,
You got to know how to do it, though. You know what you're doing, then.
Right. That's what I'm saying. You got to know how to do it. That's a whole other thing. You see what I mean? And see, that's what I actually teach, mostly in the Bad Boy membership. A lot of the Bad Boy membership content is actually about seduction. You understand? About ways to get the girl from here to here, even if she's sort of like iffy about it or whatever. You see what I'm saying? If she's like in the middle. You understand? Because the thing is, like I talked about this before, you got chicks who are 100% into you. Then you got the chicks who are in the middle, that's sort of into you, but they're still on the fence. And then you got the girls who are totally not into you, right? I like the first type of girl, the ones who's totally into you, that is just super easy. That's attraction. That's when they're just attracted to you.
Yeah.
The ones in the middle, those are the girls we were talking about with the intimidation. You that dude, they're scared to fuck with a real nigga. That's the ones that's in the middle. Because just because they're not fucking with you, that doesn't mean they don't like you.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But those girls require seduction. You see what I mean? And so if you want to seduce, then yeah, you can do that. But just understand that that's just that's more work you're putting in. You see what I mean? So that's what it is.
On that Bad Boy membership, man. I gotta put bullshit, man.
Right. So that's what it is, man.
But that's it for now. I'm gonna go ahead and go back to what I was doing. Now I'll let you on the next show.
All right, bro. Mahalo.
All right.
Peace. But yeah, that's what it is, man. That seduction shit. That's that extra credit. That's that staying after class shit, Because I'm just like, look, I'm searching for the ones that's cooperating. Man. Johnny Quest, you said you thought chicks like dudes who have game. Now you're saying it's impossible that is possible to have too much game. Yeah, you can have too much game to the point where they can see that you're the shit. You gotta understand something. Like, it's like when you see a chick and you're like, oh, she's hot, and then you see or she's cute or whatever. Then you see a girl, you're like, oh, she's mad hot, she's so sexy, and that intimidates you. You see what I'm saying? Yo, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, man?
What's poppin'? Who's this?
It's Tyrone from Minnesota.
Alright, what's going on with you, bro?
Man, it's been a minute. I've been trying to call you for past month. I was like, damn, it's too busy. I'm glad I got my chance.
All right.
Hey, before I even get into my other question, hey, have you ever thought about coming to Minnesota, coming into the Twin Cities, man?
Yeah, I'm trying to go everywhere, man. Trust me. I'm gonna start, because we starting to get the shows this year and on with that too. So we're just like looking at different dates, different spots and all that. But because it's basically just me and Miles doing everything. So that's why, shit's taking longer than it needs to be. But yeah, we definitely gonna start, going to different spots and all that other stuff. You feel me?
Yeah, man, because it's real, if you know, man, it's real, what's that word? Yeah, it's real, multi-ethnical up here, man.
No word? That's
a lot of them. It's a lot of them up here, man. And one of the dudes that I listen to, if you heard of Solomon Jones, yeah, he in Minneapolis, and I stay in St. Paul.
Okay.
So yeah, it's definitely a lot of opportunity up here, man, to meet some nice ones though.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
But yeah, I want to call and tell you, man, these dudes need to know, man, that you can't take females at face value, man. You can't, because not everything a female says, she ain't gonna take it with action. So yeah, man, I had my first one night stand off of POS, man.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it was from 5 though. She was a 5, but I had to make do, man. But it was the same day though. It was a Russian chick, and we had our little meet up at Starbucks and shit. And I was seducing her a little bit, telling her, hey, close your eyes, I'm gonna kiss you. So we was kissing a little bit, and then she was hitting me with some bullshit, talking about some, we gonna wait about 3-4 months. I'm like, okay, well, listen, you got my number. Yeah, she was on that bullshit, but I didn't, I ain't turn no symbol. I was like, it's no big deal. So I went back home and she called me up.
Wow.
Talking about some, do you want to come to my house? I was like, oh, okay. I was like, so are we gonna go to your house? If I'm going to your house, you know what's gonna happen.
Right.
She's like, I know. I just want to know if you're going to do it and this. And I'm like, okay, fine.
Right.
So, yeah, man, she's about, 30, 38. So, yeah, she done hit the wall, though. But, yeah, I mean, it was nice, though. She brought something to the table, though. She a Russian chick, but she brought something to the table. Man, these dudes need to know, man, that shit is real.
I'm telling you.
Real. You can't take these bitches at face value. They just saying this stuff because they ain't interested in you. But if you got that tight game, they want to fuck with you that same night. So yeah, that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm telling you, dude, the shit happens so quick. A lot of cats don't understand. You meet a chick offline, shit could just go down right then and there. You feel what I'm saying? I met chicks at like freaking 7:30 in the evening, and I'm smashing by 11:30. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's crazy. So that's how you can do it.
And the funny thing is that I was taken from what you said in one of your other videos when you said you've been all around the block as far as fucking with different types of chicks, and whether it be 5, 6, and 7s and big chicks, thin chicks and shit. I was like, I'm gonna just go and smash this chick, because I'm like, take what Ricardo said. I'm like, okay, let me just go and get this experience and get it over with and shit.
Oh yeah, shit. Because
she did.
Go ahead. What you saying? Go ahead. Now go ahead. What you saying?
Oh yes, she boosted her 5 up to a 6.5. So I mean, she bought me a keg of beer. I was like, oh, that's what these Russians do. Okay, so
right.
I still got that shit in my fridge, man. But yeah, man. I mean, she brought something to the table. But yeah, man, most of these bitches ain't about that life, man. They are not about that life when you really hit that game at them and tell them, okay, listen, hit me up this time, and they be like, okay. I'm like, oh, okay, well, you got my number, so hit me up, know. And usually they don't. And you right though. I mean, when your game is that tight, you have a lot of females that are intimidated by your game since your game is that strong. So yeah, I mean, it's crazy, but it is what it is.
But that's what's up, man. That's see, I like to hear stories like this, so cats will see yo, the shit happens. You understand what I'm saying? It's out there. You put yourself out there. You do shit. You talk to these girls. You know what I mean? And then the shit goes down, because there's a difference between living on the internet and not really going out and seeing what's popping, and actually doing stuff and then seeing what's really going on in you know, in your specific situation, so you can see for yourself, like, yo, these chicks, they'll say one thing, and then because she's talking all that, oh, let's wait, blah blah blah, and then she's gonna hit you back, talking about come to the crib. You feel what I'm saying?
Yep. Yeah, exactly. Oh yeah, man. But no, that's all. Yeah, that's all. I just called in and tell that story, man.
That's
true story. True story.
All right, bro. Get things on the call, bro.
All right, man.
All right, peace.
Yep. You take care.
Yeah, man. That should be crazy. Man. But yeah, that's what it is, man. But chicks, man, you guys got to see what's really going on out here in these streets, man. Let me see. EO, what's going on? Who's this?
Hey, what's up? How you doing, Lakai?
What's going on? Your phone cracking up. Hold on. You there?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I get you now. What's going on?
Oh, man, you know what you were speaking about, man, it resonates with me about, you know, you never know what's going to happen with a woman because, man, I met this woman and, you know, we went out on a date and it was all good, you know. Mm-hmm. I mean, that happened a couple times and never heard back from him again.
Right.
And then I went on this one, man, with this one woman, and date went good. And we went on the second date. It went good. You know, we kissed at the end of the night, and, you know, she was like, oh, you know, she texted me, and she was like, oh, that kiss was so great, and all this and that. And then, you know, she found out what, now check this out. She found out what my astrological sign was. I'm a Pisces. And she's a Gemini. So she looked it up, and it said Pisces men and Gemini women are like a bad match. So after that, man, it was just over, man. I still hit her up sometimes, you know.
So she wanted to stop fucking with you because the astrology say I was a bad sign.
Yeah.
I'm laughing because that's the type of stupid shit women will do sometimes. This is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like,
and this is you know what? I'll be honest. I'm an older dude. I'm an older cat.
Right.
You know, and she looks good. She's an older woman, and she's still on that goofy stuff.
Right.
Damn, you know. I told her, hey, you know what? This Pisces know how to handle his business in the bedroom. She was like, I think you probably do, but I still ain't, you know. I hit her up every now and then. I give her a text or something like that, but it don't be nothing like, I don't ask like to go out or nothing like that. I just, you know, maybe she'll be like, you know, one day we could do something or something like that. But you know, I mean, that's just for shits and giggles, nah, man.
Right. No, but I'm telling you, that's how it happens, man. You know, it's you never know what's gonna go down with these chicks, man. This is why, again, you gotta just, you know, you gotta do your thing with them. You know, keep that shit pushing, or you know, if she's still being responsive, you know, hit her back and see what could go down. If not, then you just keep that shit pushing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. She's not. You know what? Like when I first met, she would send me like pictures. I mean, you know, not explicit, but just pictures of herself going places, stuff like that. You know, and all this kind of stuff. Now, you know, I text. I might get something the next day or something like that. You know, but you know, I don't expect too much. You know, it's what it is, man. You know, so
right.
You never know, man.
Right, you never know, man. But yeah, just keep doing your thing, bro, man. And you know, wait, how old are you, by the way?
I mean, I'm 49.
49. You got an old player in the building. That's what's up, man. That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about, man. You see the game never stops, guys. The game never fucking stops. You feel me? It is what it is, B. You know what I'm saying?
Man, what was so fucked up though, man? I'll be honest. I lost my virginity at like 21, man.
Oh, wow,
so
okay.
I thought that was kind of late, man, but, I mean, and I really didn't know a lot of game or much game till I got to be maybe like 31.
Mm-hmm.
And, I'm still picking up from a young cat like you, man. So.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up, man. I appreciate you, you tuning in. That's what's up, man. I appreciate that shit.
All right, yeah, thank you. Yeah, no problem.
Definitely.
Hey, man, have a good one, brother.
All right, bro. You take care. Peace.
All right.
All right, we got the old plays in the building. Yeah, what's going on?
Hey, this is Macario.
What's popping? Yeah, this me. Who's this?
Hey, this is Kevin, man. I be listening to you all the time.
All right, what's going on?
Man, hey, I love the game. Hey, man, when I got in the Corey Wayne first, then I started listening to you. I come to you when I just need to tighten up my game a little bit, but the game is always being worked on.
That's
I be telling guys, man, you can, not like when you say, don't tell no lie to no girl, just tell her the truth. I dated 4 chicks at one time, and they all knew I was messing around on them, man. Just give them the truth, and then let them decide.
Exactly, right. Facts. That's what we telling cats, man.
Yeah, you do not have to lie to these chicks, man. I ain't talking about, these were like some chicks that educated. Don't go by that them being educated. I tell a chick, I don't care if you're educated, that just means you can get a job and you can take care of yourself.
Right.
But are you ready to be in a relationship?
Nah, facts, man.
I'll shut that down real quick. But man, the game. I'm 54. I love the game. Kroger, Walmart, any place that's outside of a club is the club to me.
That's what's up. Right.
you can turn the lights down at Walmart a little bit and put a disco ball in there, and I'll run the aisles.
Right. Exactly.
I done picked the chick up gas stations. Guys talking about, I don't know where to meet women at. In your everyday life, when you walking around and you see a chick and she giving you eye contact and she look down and look back up at you, that's choosing signal. Take her down. Yeah, and sometimes if a chick's not looking at me and if I find her attractive, I'm going to approach.
Exactly.
And what y'all were talking about earlier, your game being too tight, I've actually had chicks tell me, Kevin, you're good.
Right.
Because I'll talk to a chick and I'm not biting my tongue. Whatever I feel I want to say, I'll say it.
Right.
And a chick will love when you do that.
Exactly.
And guys, don't be afraid because a chick is more educated than you. I've had chicks tell me that they mess with dudes on that same level, educated-wise, and those dudes are always trying to prove themselves to them.
Right.
You don't have to prove yourself to no chick. I mess with chicks with master's degrees and, 6-figure chicks. But when they tell me something, I don't understand it. I was like, hey, baby, what did you mean when you said that? And this chick told me, she's like, I love when you tell me you don't know something. Because as I'm talking to you, I'm explaining to you. Most guys say they know it, but when I'm explaining to them, they really don't know what I'm saying.
Right.
Yeah, you just got to just be yourself. Don't, when y'all say your game can't be too tight, it can. Because I've talked to chicks, and they be like, you do this all the time, don't you?
Right, exactly. Right. Like I had chicks say that same shit. They'd be like, man, you seem like you know how to talk to women. They do all that shit. You feel what I mean? They know what it is.
Exactly. And like I said, I'm 54. I pulled chicks 24 years old, 30 years old. It don't matter. I had one chick that was 25 years old in Kroger. I saw her, but she looked like she was married, so I thought I was going to leave her alone because she had her stuff together. So I was going to the self-checkout, and she happened to be in the aisle. I said, okay, she right behind me. I got to take her down. I started talking to her. We went out on a date, and I was like, what made you really go out with me?
Right.
She's like, the way you approached me. She said, I ain't never had a dude come at me like that. And come at me strong and clean and say what I want.
Right. That's what the fuck is going on.
Yeah, you can talk to a chick. I mean, guys, when you see a chick and she pick something out about her. Use your environment. You see a chick if she just got her hair done. Oh, love your hair. Women love to talk about themselves. If I'm talking to a chick, I'm not gonna chase her. If she's walking, I'm gonna stop. And if I say something that's gonna get her to stop, then that means I got her attention.
Right.
And if you talking to a chick and she look in your eyes and then scan you from your eyes down to your feet and go back up, you got her.
Facts. See, you know what it is.
Hey, I love it, man. Hey, so I tell guys all the time, even if you're in a relationship or if you married, the game does not stop. Ever.
Facts.
And your chick will not cheat on you if she's if you're in your masculine and she's in her feminine, and you got to gauge your woman's attraction level to you, even when you're married.
Right.
You have to gauge it. And if you see her doing stuff that if she's not doing the things that she usually does, and she falling off, you got to check her on it. And then it may be something you may not be doing. You know, you may not be doing your regular thing.
Right.
So you also got to check her attraction level to you and see if you're still in your masculine. Because a chick will not cheat on you if you're in your masculine, if you got her that way.
Right. Facts. You ain't spitting nothing but facts, bro. That's what it is.
Yeah, because she doesn't want to leave you. She can go and find a penis anywhere. But when she found a guy like you, it's not, and I'll tell a lot of guys, I'm going to go, man, but guys be talking about, you got to dick her down and all that. No, you don't. I've talked to a bunch of women where they was chasing guys that didn't want to have sex with them. But guys, you have sex with a woman's mind. Before you lay her down, if your mouthpiece is crisp and you got her mind, as soon as you lay her down, she done came before you even have touched her. You could just lay there.
Right.
And the whole thing, just keep your dick hard. That's the main thing.
Right.
If you keep your dick hard and she can't make you come for a long time, that's all you got to do.
Right,
She don't put the work in because she be like, that's the only way a woman can really have control over a masculine man when she make him come. She got you right there. But if she know it's hard for you to do that, she be like, damn, why can't he come?
Right.
She falling off.
You know how many times I had that shit? Man, it's so funny because I'm the type of dude, because I've learned how to control my dick. I got crazy dick control. You feel what I'm saying? So, right. So it's like, I'll be fucking me like, yo, what's sick? How come you ain't come, blah, blah, blah. It's like, you know what I mean? Because I can come when I want to come. You feel what I'm saying? Certain times I'm good, right? So I know exactly what you're talking about. They be looking at you like, damn, what happened?
Exactly. And when you don't make sex a big deal, I be telling guys too, do not, if you take a chick out, act like you don't even want to screw her. I mean, don't say you don't. But when you get over her house and she start kissing you, kiss on her a little bit and you back off.
Right.
She be like, damn, he don't want none. I've actually had a chick go over her house, kiss her a little bit, and they're like, hey, baby, I got to go. She said, you ain't going to stay tonight? Okay, I'll stay tonight. I laid her in bed, and so I was like, okay, baby. I turned over. She was like, you don't want to do nothing? I said, hey, baby, I got to get up in the morning. She said, I ain't going to let you just lay there like that.
Right. Nah, you know what it is. Man. You know exactly what it is, bro. I love it. I love it. I love it.
I love it. And I love the way when you be talking, when a guy asks you a question, you come off so smooth with it and so tight.
Right.
That's how I want to be. And I be telling guys, when a woman is talking to you, I'm going to go out there, I say this. I saw a chick in the mall one time, bad. I'm getting ready to leave the mall. Right. And oh man, her body's so bad, I got to go talk to her. So I go talk to her, and she tested me. She bad, so she tested me. She get down, talk to her all the time. So in my mind, I was like, dang, I'm messed up. Why did I come in here and talk to this chick? But I still got her. I said, hey, I tell you what, I'm going to give you my number, and you call me. Right. And she said, hold on, I'm not going to call you. You call me. Okay, so I call her, and she, trying to say she not ready. Well, I said, tell you what, baby. Hey, you got my number. Hey, when you ready for me, you call me. It took her, I called her like 10 o'clock that morning. She called me at 6 o'clock that night. I messed with her for 6 months.
Wow.
So, hold up. And this chick knew I had other chicks. So when a chick called my phone, her picture shows up. So I'm over her house, and my picture shows up while I'm over there. She's like, oh, you must have, her picture shows up, the other girl picture. And she said, you must have somewhere to go. I said, well, yeah, I'm supposed to meet her to go to a movie. She's like, well, before you go to that movie, I want you to have sex with me. So I'd be tired and couldn't do nothing with the other chick. Right. Hey, I'm telling guys, do not be afraid. When chicks know you are popular and that you can catch, a chick will always respect that.
Facts. Preach. That's what I'm talking about.
Hey, man. I love your channel, man. Hey, you and Miles. Hey, Miles almost like me. You see, I'm getting loud.
Right.
Hey, I like the way you be going at it, man.
That's what's up, bro, man. I appreciate that. What's your name again?
Kevin.
Kevin. All right, that's what's up, Kevin, man. Definitely, bro. I appreciate the call, my dude. All right.
All right, man. Be cool.
All right, bro. Yeah, man. Kevin was going in. That's what I'm talking about. Yo, what's going on?
Hello?
What's going on? Who's this?
Cabio?
Yo, what's up? No, I'm laughing because the energy from the other call and now what's going on with you?
Dude, it's hilarious. Dude,
And you calling up mad soft. This is like, hello, what's up? What's going on though? What's poppin'? Who's this?
Yo, bro, I got this chick at my job, bro. I'm trying to smash. It's crazy. I ain't trying to be called thirsty though.
Wait, why you sound like you whispering? What's going on? You said you was a chick at your job? What happened?
Yeah, she cute. She be throwing me vibes and shit. We be flirting and shit, but dudes be all over. Dudes be all around and all that, and she don't never leave her office or nothing. If I can't get around, I can't get near, and I don't want to, you know.
So wait, where you work at? Like, what type of job is this? An office?
Yeah, it's like an office job and shit.
And is she? What was she?
Trying to smash me, throwing each other vibes and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? The cafeteria of each other. I don't really be talking to her, but she come to me, she go like jokes and shit at me and stuff. But dudes be all around her, like all day, like bringing her coffee, thirsty shit and all that. But I want her, but I'm saying I don't want to, you know, and cross the line, feel like I'm crossing the line or do it at the wrong time and shit, because she's always around other co-workers. She's never alone, so I can never, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I should, it's at work and shit, so, but she's bad, though.
And damn, well, first of all, I always tell you guys, when, you know, remember, you got to be careful at work, that's one. But if you try to, you know, make something happen, if, like, so you said sometimes she come around you and talk to you or something like that?
Yeah, we go to cafeteria, bump into each other because she don't really leave the home really do for an area that much. We're in different areas and shit, but we bump into each other there. I don't really say nothing. I just go get my stuff and bounce. But she always come near me and say some slick stuff. What up, cutie? What up? No, I'm not cutie, but she say, just start conversation with me and shit. But I act like I'm not on it like that. But the dudes always, they're coming around. I'm next to the dudes that come around and all around. What's up? How you doing? And I just walk away and shit. But
and is this, hold on, is this chick like a manager or something? Like someone that's in a...
Nah, she new. She only been there actually like 4 months.
Okay, so she's just another worker like you, another worker.
Right.
Okay. So, dude, next time, this is what you do. You could come at it on the indirect way, because a lot of times when it's job shit, you don't want to really get too crazy with you know, at the job. Just ask her like, yo, are you on Instagram? Are you on Facebook? You feel what I'm saying?
Right.
Get her Facebook, get her Instagram, and then holler at her on there. And that's it.
All right.
You see what I'm saying? Like, get on there, hit her up on there, be like, yo, you know, after work tomorrow, let's go, you know, get a drink or get a bite to eat or whatever it is. You feel what I'm saying? And then so you just hit her up through that way. So you don't have to really try to get at her actually at work while you're there with all that other stupidness going on. You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah, so that's what you gotta do. You feel me?
Yeah, that sounds cool.
All right.
All right,
man.
good looking, bro.
That's what definitely appreciate the call. All right. All right, let me see who else is this. Yo, what's going on?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Lucario?
What's popping? Who's this?
Hey, this is John.
All right, what's going on?
Hey, man, thanks for taking my call.
All right.
Well, I just want to talk about. I've never really heard any other dating coaches or you talk about it, but basically, like, you know, I take care of myself a lot. Like, I go to the gym, I eat healthy, like stuff like that. And I know, like, the dating game is like a numbers game, so you gotta like take a lot of women out and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But so what's the thing with like STDs? You know, because if you're taking a lot of girls out on dates and stuff like that, and you're like, you know, making out with mostly all the girls and stuff like that or whatever, like there's a high chance of getting an STD because girls nowadays they get around, you know. So it's kind of like a catch-22. Like, you want to take care of your body and your mind and all that, but then it's a numbers game. So, like, what do you do about that?
Well, you gotta first make sure that if you're having like sex, you protect yourself. That's one. Two, also make sure that you get tested regularly. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of those things you gotta understand, and also too, there are, because me, like, for example, I've had sex with, like, I don't know, it's probably like 160 something right now at this point. So like 160 girls, let's just say, right? And I've never caught anything. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that doesn't mean to say that, you know, you're not gonna, maybe I was lucky, whatever, but all I know is I use protection. I use a condom all the time. You feel what I'm saying? And a lot of, even if you catch some, let's say you catch chlamydia or some shit, you could take some shit for that. That'll go away. I know you could take some shit for gonorrhea to let it go away. I think the only thing like herpes and like HIV, you know, that's like some shit you know you can't get rid of and shit. So, but usually if you're just if you protect yourself, you know, generally you should be okay. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because and on top of that, you know, yeah, it's basically mostly like protecting yourself. Mostly like just you make sure you're using condoms. Make sure if you on a date with a chick and you kissing her, make sure you look at her mouth. Make sure she ain't got no damn sores on her mouth. You feel what I'm saying? Like, so that type of shit. You see what I mean? So, because I remember I was even at a party and I was talking to some girl. And I noticed she had like a little bump on her lip, so I was like, yeah, I ain't gonna try to really be kissing up on her because she, you know, so I ain't really fuck with her like that. So it's just little things like that you gotta just look out for. But, you know, it's the STD thing is part of the game. So you gotta just make sure that you're extremely careful with what you're doing. You feel what I'm saying?
Right, okay, because sometimes, you know, like to my understanding, STDs sometimes like they're not always there. Like you can have an outbreak or something like that, and it's not visible, and sometimes if it's in the mouth, it can be in an area of the mouth where you can actually see it. So you could be making out with a girl and she could have an STD, but it's not actually visible to you. So I guess I should just keep on doing the numbers thing, and if making out comes the opportunity to make out, just make out. And
yeah, if she don't, yeah, like if it's something that's visible, then of course you don't do it. You feel what I'm saying? Like if you can see like, yo, it's obvious this girl has some shit going on, then of course don't indulge with it. What I'm saying is that most of the stuff that you're worrying about as far as STDs, you just have to understand that you have to do as much as you can to protect yourself when you're doing what you're doing. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to get so paranoid to the point where you're going to think like, oh my God, I'm going to catch everything as soon as I talk to a girl. You know what I mean? So you want to have that healthy like balance in the middle to where you're aware of it. You understand what you need to do to protect yourself or whatever. And just, you know, proceed with caution. You see what I'm saying? So, and make sure you're getting yourself checked out and tested all the time to make sure that, you know, shit ain't going to pop off with you. You see what I mean?
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah,
all
man.
right. Well, thank you for your time, Mr. Lucario. Appreciate it.
No problem, bro. All right.
All right.
Yeah, man. Guys gotta watch out. I'm surprised I ain't catch nothing. Shit. I'm like, God damn. You know what I mean? I'm surprised. Yeah, what's going on?
What's good with you, brother? This is Infinite Ism out of Oakland.
All right, what's popping, bro?
Nah, I'm doing well, man. How about yourself?
I'm chilling.
Hey, cause I sent you an email earlier this week about standards.
Oh, word,
about having standards when it comes to women, right? Mm-hmm. And you had a good response, real dope video about talking about how like when you focus on a specific preference of a female, whatever, that's all you're gonna see when you step outside.
Right.
You
right.
feel?
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I was talking about when you talking about like fucking the fives and the sixes, but you want to get the dimes and yeah. Oh man.
You feel me? Like, don't get me wrong. Like, you know, the 5s and 6s come through. I just had like a nice little 6.5.
Right.
6 come through last night or whatever, which was, you know, real cool, whatever.
Right.
But you know, sometimes, you know, all the time, really, you feel me? You always want to go high. You know, you just want to aim high for yourself or whatever.
Oh yeah,
but
of course. You want the ideal for you. You want the fucking. It was funny because I remember I was with my one of my boys and shit. We was chilling with these chicks at this party or whatever. And, you know, we be having these discussions and shit. And this chick was like, "Yo," she's like, "Why? How come it seem like all you guys, it's like y'all just fuck anything and blah blah blah?" Or she was saying no, she was saying it's easy for women to get dick because all y'all guys, y'all just want, you know, chicks or whatever. But she was like, how come y'all dudes don't stay with the women and all y'all want is sex? And then so my boy, he said, listen, he's like, we don't just want sex, but what you gotta understand is that most of the chicks we fuck isn't our first choice. You feel what I'm saying? Like, and so what he meant is, right, you know what I mean? He dropped that. I was like, yo, that's some real shit, because if dudes, like, imagine if you only fucked the girls you really wanted to fuck. You feel what I'm saying?
Man, that was some deep shit.
You know what I mean? Because imagine, like, yo, if I really only fucked the girls I really, really wanted to fuck, like the girls who I consider tens and shit, the ones that I consider like dimes or whatever, I'd probably only have fucked like maybe 25 girls in my life, if that much. You feel what I'm saying? And I fucked like 160 something. So that tells you right there that all of them, you see what I'm saying? Like I had a lot of fuckable chicks. Like a lot of chicks who I thought was cute, who could get it, but it wasn't like, they weren't like the ideal. You feel what I'm saying? Because again, like I was saying in the video, you're not going to see that many. You feel what I'm saying? Of the ones you really want, because it's always going to be rare for your specific preference. You feel what I'm saying?
Now I hear you 100%. And, you know, my preference, you feel me, is, you know, black women, chocolate women, natural look or whatever.
Oh, but, damn. So
but,
man.
And that's extremely rare. You feel me? Like that natural chocolate look. You feel me? But, you know, don't get me wrong, though. Any bitch can get it.
You're going to have to go to Africa, bro.
yeah. But don't get me wrong. Like, I fuck an Asian bitch, a Hispanic bitch. I don't give a fuck if a white bitch just came back from a KKK meeting. You feel me? If she want to suck and ride this dick, best believe she can go ahead and suck and ride this dick. If everything cool, and she want to keep it moving or
hilarious.
You feel me? Like, I don't discriminate. I'm just saying, I notice me, subconsciously, I always, when I do step outside, subconsciously, I do only focus on, you know what I mean? Like, that specific preference, like that number one. You feel me? Which is cool.
Right.
But I remember I went to this one festival one time, and I'm like, man, I was looking around. I was like, man, you know, I was with my partner. I'm like, man, really ain't no bitches around here.
Right.
And he was like, what? He was like, man, there's a bunch of white bitches around here.
Right.
And it kind of hit me. I was like, ah, damn, you see, I'm not.
Right, exactly. See, that's what happens. That's what happens. Because, and the thing is, too, you get a lot of guys out there who sometimes will just wait for their specific type, or they're just like, well, I don't want, you know, they're just looking for that joint. And so the more narrow the criteria, the less chicks you're gonna be fucking, and also the less opportunities you're gonna have to make it happen. You feel what I'm saying? So,
and the less experiences you're gonna have in regards to knowing how to deal with women. And that's, I think a lot of dudes sometimes forget that. That's why, you know, this abundance mind state and always approaching women.
Right.
You always have to continue to work on your game, because even when you're in a serious relationship, all them prior relationships you had, whether it's 100 or whatever, all them positive or negative interactions is gonna come through when you're dealing with whatever, whether it's your main chick or, you know, the chick that you just fucking. It ain't gonna be nothing new that the bitch is gonna, you know, throw to you, where it's gonna catch you off guard, or you're gonna be like, oh damn, I didn't know about this or whatever, unprepared. And the bitch is gonna respond well to that, knowing that you know what the fuck you're doing, and you obviously, you know, she knows that, okay, this dude, you know, he knows what the fuck he's doing.
Exactly. That's what it is. It's all of those experiences you have lead you to become that dude. If you actually, let's say you get that one girl you want, that girlfriend, that's preparing you for that chick. You see what I'm saying? And so the thing is with a lot of cats is that, you know, because you either gonna have the cat who has like no standards, he'll like fuck like any chick, you feel what I'm saying? And then you're gonna have the guy who's, then on the other end of the spectrum, you have the guy who's extremely picky. You feel what I'm saying? And then you know, but like the sweet spot is in between. You feel what I'm saying? Because in between, when you're doing what you're doing, when you do find that ideal chick, you'll be better equipped to even get her. You feel what I'm saying? Because like, let's say you like, for example, you say your type is the, you know, the dark skinned chocolate chicks with the natural hair. Now, let's say within a year you only run into 15 of those girls. You feel what I'm saying? Just within a year, just randomly you out at different spots, whatever. You run into 15. Because remember, even if a chick is a dark-skinned chocolate chick with natural hair, you still gotta like her, and she gotta like. What I'm saying is that you still gotta like her as a person. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then she gotta like you, so it's still all those
and she
other
gotta
layers.
choose up on you as well, too.
Right? You see what I'm saying? So now, if you've been out there dating, doing your thing, fucking around with other girls, and you become the guy that's used to talking to girls, interacting with girls, then what's gonna happen is that when you meet one of those 15 or 16 chicks that's your type, you probably be able to get one of them easily because you done prepared with all the other chicks you was fucking with. You know what I'm saying? So that's what it is. You know?
Man, hey, man, you ain't never lied.
Yeah.
To all the dudes out there, like, man, you gotta be a huge emphasis on, you gotta approach bitches, man. Like, you gotta approach these women out and about when you at the whatever store or whatever mall or you down the street. And the thing that I learned, a weakness that I had, is you gotta be prepared at all times to get chosen. You feel me? Even when, you know, there's gonna be times where you probably go a whole day or a couple of days where you probably ain't see no bitches, or, you know, no bitches is really fucking with you. But the next day it's gonna be a bad bitch or a cool looking bitch that's gonna be just staring you up and down, and you probably having the same negative spirit from the day beforehand. You feel me? You thinking like, you know, you're not even in the mood to approach a woman. You know what I mean? Like, you just bypass that. Like, you gotta, every day you step outside, you gotta dress to your best abilities, whatever that makes you comfortable, confident. You gotta approach all these bitches, because these bitches is out here and they want to fuck. Like, it's funny, you know, I be on that Tinder thing, and I noticed Tinder, you know, you can knock some cool looking bitches, whatever, but really, if you really want to knock bad bitches, you better step the fuck outside.
Oh yeah, trust me, real talk. Because even, I'm glad you brought that up, because even because I was talking about earlier how a lot of these girls, you get flaked on or some other shit will happen because there isn't, like, you know, that emotional connection. You feel what I'm saying? To a certain extent. So they'll just sort of like flake on you, do all that. The same thing with online is that the funny part is that online is so easy for chicks to sort of dismiss you. And a lot of times it's harder to make shit pop online a lot of times because it's so easy for the girl to be like, I don't know this guy, I haven't met him, who cares, whatever. There's a whole bunch of 50 other dudes in my inbox, whatever. You feel what I'm saying? But when you outside though, and you meet a chick, right, there's so many other things you got at your disposal to be able to get a girl interested. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy. It's like a whole different ball game when you're in person versus online. You know what I mean?
And there's so much benefits, because I ain't gonna know. I mean, I ain't gonna front. Now I know the dudes don't really be approaching women out on the street like that. Like, don't get me wrong. You'll see like the thirsty construction worker type of dudes that, you know, when a female walk past the street, you know, dudes probably scream and holler, they, you know, just to put their bid in. But I notice dudes really, like, when I'm out and about over there, I never really see dudes like really approaching women just, you know, just head on or whatever, and just having a little spark up a little conversation. So for the dudes out there, man, like, you had a huge benefit. You know, you know, it's different from back in the days because everybody's on this online dating shit, and just food for thought. Like, all the bad bitches, they don't need to be online. You feel me? Like, they don't need to be online. So why would they? You feel me? If you really want to knock them bad, and I ain't gonna front. Like, I'm trying to knock, you know, all the 5s and 6s. I had, like, last night. It's funny too. Well, I had this cool, you know, she was cool, probably 6, 6.5, a 7 on a great day. Right. You feel me? And on my Tinder account, I'm real straightforward. I let them know, like, hey, look, I'm on here for casual hookups. Right. You feel me? Like, straightforward, just like, I'm here for casual hookups. Please look like your pictures, because I do. Right. You know, and I'm just real straightforward. And the matches that I get, I've been fucking. Right, you know, like, you know, they come straight to the house or whatever. You know, I'm just, let it be known. Like, hey, look, so last night I had this little bitch, around like 10 o'clock or whatever. Like, I was like, what's up? You know, you ever out in Oakland? And she was like, yeah, is that where you at? I'm like, yeah. She was like, but you want to cuddle? I'm like, hell yeah, I want to cuddle. But, you know, I was like, here's my number. Right. You know, we're going to take it from there. And then she hit me up, and then she came through. And it's funny because, and just to let y'all dudes out there know, like, how these bitches is out here fucking. Like, a lot of dudes is over here thinking that these bitches ain't out here fucking, but she had the innocent girly girl, quiet, introverted vibe to her, right? And it was funny because she was going through my pictures, and my partner's in one of my pictures, right? And she was like, is this your friend or whatever? And I'm like, yeah. She was like, are y'all still cool with each other? I'm like, yeah, we still cool. Little did she know, he stays with me.
Right.
You feel me? Like, he's my roommate, right?
Right.
So I brought her to the house or whatever, and then right when she came to the room, took off her clothes. She took off her clothes, ready. Like, it was, we fucked or whatever, did what we did. And it was funny because I dropped her off, and then when I came back home, I told my partner, I'm like, hey, man, do you know so-and-so? And I showed him the pictures.
Right.
I was like, this bitch, I just fucked this bitch last night. And he was like, what? Oh, shit, I fucked this bitch a month ago.
Exactly.
At the same apartment. Like, we stay at the same fucking apartment. And this bitch didn't give a fuck.
Yo, that's the best, I swear. Dude, I had the same shit with me and my boys, I'm telling you. Same shit. I be showing my dude, I be like, because, we be on that shit where sometimes we try to stun on each other. And I'll be like, yo, check this chick out. I smashed her last night. And he's like, yo, that's so-and-so. He's like, I know her. I've been smashed that last year. I'm like, God damn. Like, one of my boys, I shit you not, I think smashed maybe at least around 15 or 16 of the same girls. And we didn't even know it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
damn.
It was like, so yeah, these chicks are out here fucking. So,
a lot of dudes don't know that, and the thing which is crazy is because she seen the picture, like it was a picture with me and him. You feel me, just chilling. And I'm like, damn, for the fact that she came upstairs, she already came here. She said she came over like early in the morning one time, and he ended up fucking or whatever. And I'm like, damn, for the fact that she came upstairs or whatever, came to the house, seeing like, okay, I already came here.
Right.
His partner that, if I got a picture on Tinder with obviously that's a close friend of mine. I'm not going to just post a picture just any random person. So I'm like, the fact that she came to and then the thing is, after we was fucking, because, I didn't know at the time, but she was walking to the bathroom, to the kitchen. She was asking if she could use a computer in the living room. I'm like, so I'm gathering up all this shit. I'm like, damn, this bitch really don't give a fuck.
Yo, let me tell you guys a story. I don't know if I told you guys this before, but me and my pops, me and my dad was fucking with the same chick. You feel what I'm saying? My dad, but this is the crazy part though. My dad got to hit and I never got to hit. You feel what I'm saying? So, yo, true story. Like, some chick I was fucking with, this was like maybe like 5 or 6 years ago or something. Probably longer than that. Maybe like 7 years ago. There was a chick I met. We went out, I think, like twice. And, we was like kissing a little bit, doing all that other shit, right? And so I remember, I can't remember exactly what happened, but I remember she was sort of fronting as far as like the sex was going. You feel what I'm saying? Next thing you know, my dad, he has a reggae band. The band is called Reggae Lucian, right? So they travel across the country and they do like reggae and shit and all that other stuff, right? So my dad was like, yo, I'm gonna be doing this show in the city. Come through to the show, and he's like, I got this new lead singer that I want you to meet. You feel what I'm saying? So So I get to the spot, and I get there while they're on stage. And the chick that's singing, the lead singer, is the chick that I used to fuck with. Now, this was like maybe a year after I was fucking with her. So, we wasn't fucking with each other anymore. So I get in there, and I'm like, yo, ain't that so-and-so? I'm thinking this in my head. So the next thing you know, they get off the stage, and then the girl went to the bathroom. So my pops comes, and he's like, oh, he says to me, he's like, yo, who's the, he was like, yo, that's the chick that I was talking about, the lead singer chick. Right? And next thing you know, what happened was he told me that he showed her pictures of me before. Right?
Wow.
And he said, because he was showing, he was like, yeah, this is my kids, this is my son, this is my daughter, whatever. So he told me that she said, right? He told me that she said that she didn't know, she was like, she didn't know who I was and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, because because at that time I was, I was like, I would be around the city doing certain things. I used to rap. I used to do a whole bunch of stuff. So he was like, yeah, my son does this, my son does that. And she was like, yeah, he's, whatever. But he said she never mentioned that she knew me. That's what he said. So as he showed her the picture, she didn't say nothing about it. So while he was messing with her, she knew that was my pops. Didn't say, yo, I used to fuck with your son, and she still fucking with my pops. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, yo, but he got to hit though. So I was tight. I was like, damn. I was like, yo. I was like, at least one of y'all got to hit. You feel what I'm saying? So at least one of us got to hit. You know what I mean?
Your dad had the game. He had the flavor.
Exactly. Right? I was like, yo. I was like, crazy. Shit. Yeah, man.
Damn.
That shit was crazy.
Man, yeah, these bitches out here cold-hearted fucking. Like, and it's funny. It's funny now. Dudes want the relationship, and bitches is like, oh, I'm just trying to fuck.
Right.
And these dudes is over here trying to cuddle and say these bitches off the street, but these bitches is like, nah, I'm trying to suck his dick.
Right. It's crazy, B. Trust me.
And regardless of how innocent they are, but how they present themselves, dudes just gotta ignore that, bypass that, and don't be judgmental about their past, like, or even care about their past. That's what they do. You feel me? And as long as she treating you well, that's all that fucking matters to me. I don't give a fuck what a bitch done. As long as she ain't got no STD or, any type of diseases or anything, it's all good with me. Right.
Real shit, man. Nah, that's what it is, bro. That's what it is, man. But yo, man, I appreciate the call, my dude. I'm about to head up out of here in a second, man. But yo, keep doing your thing, man. Let these cats know what it is, bro.
Man, I'm gonna catch up with you later, brother.
All right, bro. All right, peace. Later. All right, people. You said next time I gotta bring my pops on? Hell yeah, right? My pops get it in. Shit. My pops get it the fuck in. But anyway, guys, listen. Make sure that you guys get How to Have Sex with Two Women a Day, the ebook, hard copy, and audio book. Make sure you guys get that. Also, make sure you guys click the link below to go to MrLoCarrier.com to get tickets to the Truth About the Game seminar. Make sure you get your tickets today so you can come to the seminar, because the game is going to be super heavy. You feel what I'm saying? Shout out to everybody in the chat room. You feel me? You said you wanted me to get Amina Zena back on here? Hell yeah, I gotta holler at Amina, see what she doing, see what's popping with her. But yeah, man, shout out to everybody in the chat room. Who we had up in here? We had True Blad, Vespucci, Azu, Frets, Martin 79934, Eddie N, Like Squad CEO, Shaddy Ratty, Kenwood Drive, Johnny Quest, Jermaine Jones, K Zaggin, what's going on? Goatee Juice, Owalabi was popping, Defro Camp, who else? Mr. Reborn, Night Zoom Flight, shout out to you. Do What 212, Khalil is up in the building. Who else is up in here? Chris James, Ellie Empire, Sean Steed, Rob Cruz, Memis Stabo. Man. Well, listen, guys. Appreciate you guys tuning in. And I will see you on, Monday probably? Yeah, Monday and shit. Or Wednesday. And I will holler at you guys later, all right? Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm going.